Hi guys, welcome to Levin's Study Group. Today we're going to be reading Aliens from the Big Water. Trix, the miniature horse, has big dreams. She wants to be the best scientist in the world. She wants to absorb everything and know everything. There's just one problem. She has hooves and no hands. How will she record her amazing discoveries? With the help of all her animal friends, of course. Welcome to Central Ace Park. It's a farm in the middle of a big city surrounded by honking horns, concrete sidewalks, and skyscrapers. It's full of curious animals who have a lot to learn about the scientific world. Each day is a new adventure. Today the animals are heading outside the farm and into the city for the first time. Trix stood in front of the Central Ace Park sign with a bus pass clenched in her teeth. She waited patiently by the black bench beside the bus stop. Trix had seen a big picture on a passing bus. It was a picture of a weird animal she'd never seen before. She wanted to learn more about it. It had a large head with eyes that stuck out on either side of its body. It also had sharp teeth and a long, smooth gray body. And it lived at a place called an aquarium downtown. Do you know what animal that is? She had watched the humans pull out a small plastic rectangle and tape them on a machine inside the bus before they took a seat. The miniature horse had absorbed this strange behavior for weeks. Then one day she tried the bus herself. It took her all the way around the city and back again. Today she was determined to find out what the weird animal in the bus picture. 10 minutes went by, no bus. She sighed and stamped her foot impatiently. Garbanzo the raccoon peeked out of Trix's right saddlebag pocket and yawned. Are we there yet? No, she mumbled around the plastic rectangle in her mouth. We haven't even left. What? Garbanzo climbed up her shiny black mane and grabbed the bus pass from Trix's mouth. He turned it over in his furry hands. What's this for? Perhaps money, Pendragon said, peering out of the left saddlebag pocket. Today, the bearded dragon lizard wore a scarf, wool hat, and puffy coat on his spiky body instead of his usual hat and bow tie. The weather in the city was much colder than he was used to. It made him want to take a nap. Here it comes! Shouted a small voice from the Central Ace Park Center. It was Beatrice, their brown feathered friend. She wished them luck and flitted off back to the warm sea. A huge rectangular vehicle rolled into view. It came to stop in front of them with a sharp metal. Trix climbed inside and tapped her pass on the card reader like she'd seen the humans do. The other passengers didn't seem to mind the animals on board. Their eyes were glued to the phones or books. Some of them were even asleep, mouths wide and snoring. Trix found a seat at the back and couldn't help but grin. She felt like an explorer on an adventure to another planet. The bus passed out all sorts of weird things. Giant bronze statues of animals with claws large and pointed teeth. Tall buildings that towered over the bus like giants. A mirrored fountain with smiling faces projected on it. Dozens of people in fluffy marshmallow clothes gliding across ice which looked like shiny metal blades. A man speeding down the street on a strip of light up plastic. A woman with silver skin and hair dancing on the street. A group of humans with hair as pink as Trix's tongue. Aliens, she whispered, shivering with delight. She wished that she'd brought her spacesuit and that she hadn't gone to test outside yet. Maybe next time. The bus stopped among a few giant old-looking buildings covered in a dusting of snow. They looked like they'd been made hundreds of years ago by ancient humans from another world. Trix craned her neck to look at her research assistants peeking out from the warmth of their saddlebags. Pendragon was Trix's sketch artist, and Garbanzo was her chief note-taker. The two jumped out of the saddlebag when they entered the warm building, which was called an aquarium. They had no idea what this word meant, but they wrote it down anyways. Do you know what the word means? Strange creatures peered out from them from large glass tanks and up at them from small pools of water. It was like nothing at their pond at home. They only seen small fish, tadpoles, and a few turtles. These things were brightly colored and weirdly shaped. Some of them had huge eyes, and some had no eyes at all. Some had many legs, some had none. Some had long whiskers or wavy feelers. Trix was like a foal in a granary. She trotted to each tank, and her warm breath fogged the cool glass in wonder. Her eyes lapped up every delicious detail, like she had crunched up grain when she was a young horse. Everything was so weird. There was a huge thing called a whale with smooth white skin and kind eyes. One creature had a long snout like a bottle. You know what that creature is? Another was squiggly, but like a huge worm with big gnashing teeth. You know what that animal is? They were pink and was shaped like stars with suction cup hands. Do you know what that animal called? Deep purple animals with built-in flashlights on their heads. And what looked like rust-colored giant bugs with razor-sharp claws. What's a lobster? Trix asked, squinting at the claw bugs. Only animal that did seem familiar to Trix was a thing called a sea turtle. It had a shell just like grumpy old Mr. McGee, the snapping turtle at home, but its legs didn't look like they'd be good for walking. The legs looked more like fish fins. Trix, come over here. This is strange, Garbanzo muttered. He shivered and pointed at a tank of the see-through ooze creatures. They had no eyes, no mouths, and a dozen dangling arms, and no organs. It's sort of cute, in a horrifying sort of way, Pendragon whispered. He flicked his scaled tail nervously as he sketched. It's called a jellyfish. I wonder what it tastes like, Garbanzo grinned. Trix gave him a fierce look, and he pretended to scribble on his pad. Trix tapped on the glass from one of the tanks. Excuse me, what planet are you from? She asked a large, sharp-toothed beast. Its head was shaped like a hammer, and the humans used to fix the fences. Shark. What's a planet? The shark asked. I'm from the ocean. My name's Gerald. What's yours? Trix, the miniature horse replied. What's an ocean? We have a pond, but it doesn't have anything like you in it. Big water, the shark replied with a toothy smile. I'm a saltwater fish. Big water like the lake outside? Trix wondered. Much bigger, Gerald laughed, and much saltier. I can't live in fresh water like the fish you know. Oh, thank you, Gerald, Trix said. We'll come back for another visit soon. I'll be here, he replied cheerfully. Next time, bring snacks. What do you eat? Pendragon gulped as the big eyes turned to him. I'd take smallish fish, octopus, or squid. Gerald motioned at Garbanzo. and vegetarian, or something like you two. I like to try new foods. The two research assistants couldn't get out of there fast enough. They scuttled toward the exit. Trix thanked the hammerhead shark again. She caught up with her friends on the stone steps. Garbanzo listed off his code names he thought of for each fish. Pendragon labeled each of his drawings with the names. Blobby legs, sucker fingers, flashy forehead, pinchy, the record said. And good old Gerald Longface. Good work, team, Trix whinnied. Let's get back to the park. Garbanzo pulled out the flashing rectangle and waved the bus down. He couldn't wait to get back to the safety of his dumpster. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for watching, and be sure to watch my next video. Bye!